Welcome to Field of View with Nerd Street Gamers, your weekly dose of gaming news. I'm Darf coming to you from the stage of an award show, and the Game Awards were this past week. So a whole bunch of hardware has been doled out, and we've got a lot to get through, so let's get into it. Now, the biggest award on the evening was, of course, the Game of the Year award. And this year, the winner was The Last of Us Part 2 from Naughty Dog. The game swept multiple categories, taking home bling in a lot of different ways, and let's just say Naughty Dog are going to need to expand their trophy case. Now, the game itself was quite controversial, both for the workplace practices that led to its creation, we're talking a whole lot of crunch, and also for some of the narrative decisions that Naughty Dog chose to make. But whatever the controversy, there's no denying how impactful the game was, both as a piece of storytelling and art, and it absolutely deserved its spot center stage this year. Now, the Game Awards also brought with it many game announcements, and seriously folks, there were so many that we're just gonna have to go ahead and blitz through these, starting with the big boys, the AAA titles that were announced. And the first one up, Perfect Dark. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's not the year 2000 when this beloved game originally released. No, there's a 2021 update coming down the pipeline. BioWare was having a big day. They announced a new Mass Effect game, apparently set immediately after the original trilogy. Apparently, we're just going to completely forget about Andromeda. It never happened, probably for the best. There's also a new Dragon Age game coming out, but we know precious little about it right now. Just saw a trailer with a little bit of concept art and a voiceover coming through. Got Back 4 Blood, which is the spiritual successor for Left 4 Dead. It's made by the original Left 4 Dead dev team that no longer has access to the IP, and they're doing everything they can to tie this game back to the original. Then finally, we got an announcement from Ark. There's Ark 2 coming. It's a new game in the world, but the most exciting part is that the star of Ark 2 is apparently Vin Diesel. Seriously, we've got Vin Diesel hunting dinosaurs, which is the thing that I never knew that I always wanted. There's also a bunch of new content for existing titles announced at the Game Awards, starting with a new fighter in Super Smash Bros. It's Sephiroth, the iconic villain from the Final Fantasy franchise. He brings with him his own music and his own ridiculously long sword. We also have a new map in Among Us, the airship, a whole new arena with new challenges and new tasks to overcome while you murder your friends. We've also got new content coming to Fall Guys as they teased Season 3. It's a winter wonderland season with all sorts of new costumes and new obstacle courses to overcome. They've also announced Master Chief coming to Fortnite. That's right, the Chief himself is dropping into a battle bus near you. And the final cameo is everyone's favorite Muppet. The Swedish chef himself is coming to Overcooked as a playable character. Many smaller titles were also announced at the Game Awards, and here's some of them. First up, we've got We Are OFK, a game that'll release content over several weeks where you take on the role of an indie band named OFK. We've got It Takes Two, a game about a struggling couple who get transformed into dolls, and in order to escape their doll form, they must complete a series of challenges and fix the issues in their relationship. There's Open Roads, a game about a mother-daughter duo who are exploring their grandmother's past as a jewel thief. And Evil West, a game that's basically Red Dead Redemption meets Van Helsing. Demons in the Old West, what's not to like? Finally, we've got the Callisto Protocol, a spiritual successor to Dead Space, and looking just as spooky as the former. Now, looking ahead to potential award seekers next year, let's talk about Cyberpunk. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 has enjoyed a historic release, selling millions of copies and apparently already recouping their costs, but they've run into some snags as well. Specifically with the console version of the game and the last-gen console version to be more specific. Frankly, the game runs like doo-doo on them, with low frame rates, terrible graphics, and just not the performance that was promised. And CD Projekt Red has recognized this to be such an issue that they're actually offering refunds on the games. They've got a couple of patches coming that should hopefully fix some of these issues, but in the meantime, if you're not satisfied with the performance, you can contact them for a full refund. Now, this mistake might have been understandable if this was a game that was made for the future generation that they just happened to be porting backwards to let some older game consoles run it. But that's not the case. You have to remember that this game was supposed to come out back in June. This is a game made for the current generation of consoles. Maybe they should have checked to see if they could actually run it first. That's it for us this week on Field of View with Nerd Street Gamers, your weekly dose of gaming news. Now, what's this? Oh, an award? For me? Well, you shouldn't have. I'd like to thank my producer. I'd like to thank